Bonjour les jeunes, j'espère que vous allez bien, c'est votre classe de français. Alors aujourd'hui nous allons apprendre le français dans la 16e leçon. Nous allons faire la 16e leçon, which is lesson 16. Ok, nous allons réviser le vocabulaire, la grammaire et le dialogue. Et nous allons parler un petit peu de Paris. On y va. Let's go. Ok, la première chose que vous voyez sur votre page, the first thing you see on your page, la première chose, c'est le proverbe. Right? Do you remember the proverb means the proverb? And it says, jamais de la vie. Jamais de la vie. Jamais de la vie. Can you say it with me? Jamais de la vie. That means never in this life. Like not on my life, not in this life, or however you want to say it. Or never in this time, or however it is. But it's like it's never going to happen, in other words. And this is a sentence that we use quite often. Jamais de la vie. Jamais de la vie. And notice, again, we kind of cut words and kind of, the French do that a lot when they speak. They condense everything. So instead of saying jamais de la vie, they'll say jamais de la vie. Jamais de la vie. Jamais de la vie. Even the D is not really quite there. Jamais de la. Jamais de la vie. Right? And the French do that a lot. So you'll hear me talk like this. I try to talk slow so you can hear every word pour que vous puissiez entendre chaque parole. Mais les Français parlent vite. The French speak fast. Ils parlent vite. Et quand ils parlent vite, ils condensent les mots. And when they speak fast, they condense the word and it becomes, two words become one. Okay, so let's go over our vocabulary. Nous allons parler du vocabulaire. And with all the vocabulary words, you need to learn them by heart. Et pour tous vos mots de vocabulaire, vous devriez les apprendre par cœur. Vous devez les apprendre par cœur. You must learn them by heart. And I recommend that you take little index cards and that you write all your vocabulary words on that index cards and you keep flipping through it. So like for lesson 15, you had all the vocabulary words of the verbs in IR, and today we are going to talk about the some other irregular verb in IR. Remember the two in the middle that we did not review, we did not learn. Those three, the three in the middle of your list from last week. I don't know if you remember. Let me show you. It was this one. Actually, there was not three, there was four right here. There was tenir, venir, obtenir, et contenir. Those IR verbs, we are going to talk about them today. Okay, but before we do that, so what I would recommend is that you take your index cards and start making a little book. Get your index card, poke a hole in the index card, get a ring, and if you need a ring, I have some here. I could put some in your package this week. But you buy your index cards, you poke a hole in them, and you put the ring. I'll do that. I'll put a ring in your package this week so that you can have it. And start making your vocabulary cards. And so the one from last week, you would put verb in IR, and you would write finir, to finish, choisir, to choose. Remember all your verb and their definition, and you would write it on your card. Then for this week, with your index card, your new index vocabulary card, you would write like direction / location vocabulary. And then you can write all of these vocabulary words on this index card, and that will be the one you will review over and over and over again. Okay, so let's say them together. Okay, so you're going to look very closely at how I pronounce and you're going to repeat. Okay, so on is sur, sur, and notice the U is your tongue is touching the back of your teeth and you're going sur, sur. It's kind of stagnant, it stays there, but it pushes a little bit on the back of your teeth. And your mouth gets real small and makes a circle. Sur, sur. All right? In is dans, dans. And that's the en of France, right? That's the en of blanc, white. So it's the long face. En, en, en. And it's nasal, right? So it's all in your, it just takes place in that area. It's from your nose. And your jaw drops. En, 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 right? So it's dans. And dans means in. En, en, is also the same sound. An and en are the same sound. En, en. And it means in or during. So the difference between dans and en is dans, it means inside something, right? In something. Like, let's say the cat is in the room, so it's specific. Or the cat is in the box, it would be le chat est dans la boîte. Dans. But like en, which means in as well, that one is more generic, like he is in Italy. Il est en Italie. Il est en Italie. You wouldn't say dans Italie. You wouldn't say that because dans is not, I mean, dans means inside of something. Do you understand? So he's not inside of Italy. You don't say that. You say en. All right? All right, the next one is right. So you need to know how to say right and left. So right is droit or droite. À droite on your left. À droite on your left. Or tout droit is also straight ahead. Tout droit, straight ahead. It's kind of in Spanish. Derecho is straight ahead. La derecha is on the right, correct? I think that's what it is. Okay, then you have left. Left is gauche, à gauche, à gauche, on the left. Okay, then you have here is ici. Ici is here, ici. And then là or là-bas is over there. Là or là-bas is over there. In front of is devant. 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 And then between is entre. Entre. So the R right here. Imagine for your R that the back of your tongue is filling up the area of your throat and leaving just a little bit of a space, and it's like it's like the back of your tongue is thickening. Entre, entre. Okay? Behind is derrière, derrière, derrière. Straight ahead is tout droit. So I told you that a minute ago, tout droit. First is d'abord, d'abord. And again, we don't pronounce the D at the end, d'abord. The next is ensuite, ensuite. Ensuite, 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 then or next. And then enfin, enfin is finally. Enfin, finally. And where is où? Where is où? Où. Now, où is different than u. Okay, the letter U is U. Où is not the same. And a little tip for that. The U, your tongue is against the teeth, like I showed you earlier, and your mouth makes a small little circle. So you touch, right? And it's U, U, U. Now, où, your tongue is not touching the back of your teeth. It just stays in the middle of your mouth. It doesn't move. Où, où. But your tongue, your lips are still doing the same thing. Où, où, où. Right? But it's different. Où, U. Où, U. Où, U. Okay. So when you say où, your tongue is not touching the back of your teeth. Où, and it means where. All right, excellent. So review your vocabulary words. You can put that, you can re-listen to all the vocabulary words to practice saying them properly. Okay, then you have grammar. Grammar is irregular. So right now we're going to talk about the irregular verbs that were in your lesson 15 that we never did, which the first one was venir, venir. So let's say it together. You have it on your page right here. It's on your page right here. So we're going to say it together. And this is how you say it. Je viens. Je viens. Notice the S at the end, we don't pronounce, okay? Je viens. Tu viens. Tu, again, my tongue is touching the back of my teeth. Tu viens. Tu viens. Tu viens. Il, we're not going to say elle, but we know in the back of our mind that she is right there, right? Il vient. Notice there's a T right there. Again, it's S-S-T. We talked about that. Il vient. And then nous venons. Nous venons. Notice it's O-N-S. Vous venez. Notice it's easy. Vous venez. And then il with an S. Viennent. Viennent. And again, it's E-N-T. But we don't pronounce that. We sound it as if it was just a E. Viennent. Good. Let's say it again together one more time. Try to say it at the same time as me. Je viens, tu viens, il vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. Encore. Je viens, tu viens, il vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. Encore. Je viens, tu viens, il vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. Okay. Très bien. So keep repeating it. Okay. That's how you're going to learn, by repeating. Now you have the other words, the other verbs, the other three verbs. Tenir, obtenir, contenir. Now notice that all of them have the word, the first verb in it. Tenir, obtenir, contenir. So it has tenir in it. So it's conjugated just like tenir. And tenir is conjugated just like venir. So it goes like this. Je tiens. Instead of the V, we're going to put the T of tenir. Right? Je tiens, tu tiens, and it's written the same way. Il tient, nous tenons, vous tenez, ils tiennent. Okay? Je tiens, tu tiens, il tient, nous tenons, vous tenez, ils tiennent. So then, obtenir is going to be like this. J'obtiens, J apostrophe because obtenir starts with a vowel. So you cannot have je. It's J apostrophe. J'obtiens, tu obtiens, il obtient. You just put the OB in front of tient, right? And then contenir, je contiens, tu contiens, il contient, nous contenons, vous contenez, ils contiennent. So it's the same thing, you just put the beginning, the CON or the OB right here in front of tient. And you conjugate the same as tenir, the same as venir. So, let me see. Okay, so what I would like for you to do is on a separate piece of paper is that I want you to write all 4 verbs right here. I want you to conjugate them, all 4 of them. And I think all of you can do that. It's easy enough. Okay, let's talk about these right here because you're going to use those a lot. So you need to know them. Let's talk about de. Now, de means of or from, both in the sense of place. For instance, de France. So you could say, ces bonbons viennent de France. These candies come from France. Ces bonbons viennent de France. Ces bonbons viennent de France. And that means these candies come from France, right? Or possession. C'est le collier de ma mère. C'est le collier de ma mère. This is my mother's necklace. Or this is the necklace of my mother, right? So it belongs to my mother. It's her possession. So de means different things. It actually means other things too, but we're going to just concentrate on these 2. So of a certain place or from a certain place or of somebody, belongs to somebody. Okay, also when you say a negative sentence, do you remember what we talked? A negative sentence, you would say je ne veux pas de pain. So here you would put the de at the, when you want to say I don't want something, you would put the de after I don't want. So, je ne veux pas de crêpes. Je ne veux pas de chocolat. Je ne veux pas de chien. I don't want any dogs. Je ne veux pas de chat. I don't want any cats. Je ne veux pas de soda. I don't want any soda. Je ne veux pas de café. I don't want any coffee. Notice it has de every time. After a negative sentence. If we want to add something and explain a specific, then you will put de there as well. So very important, those 3, okay? 3 ways to use de. Okay, de, le is masculine. So for instance, you want to say, I want some bread. I want bread. You would say, je veux du pain. You're not going to say, je veux de le pain. The contraction is du. Again with the U. Your tongue against your teeth. Du. Je veux du pain. Je veux du pain. Okay? Now, de la stays the same. So, for instance, ice cream is feminine. So you would say, je veux de la glace. Je veux de la glace. That stays the same. You don't contract there. I want some water. Je veux de l'eau. Je veux de l'eau. Since O starts with an E-A-U, it starts with a vowel, which means water. It starts with a vowel. Then it's going to be L apostrophe. Je veux de l'eau. And then I want candies. Je veux des bonbons. Je veux des bonbons. All right, plural, D-E-S. Je veux des bonbons, which means de lait. but you contract it, so it's day. All right? So this is very important, and it's, probably should have been more careful. Hopefully you can still see. So, je veux des right here. Okay? So, review those. Very important. All right, we're going to talk about the little dialogue. So, the dialogue is about direction and it's about location, right? Trying to find where to go. So, if you're lost in Paris one day, you can ask for direction. Of course, now we have the GPS, but it's always nice to ask for direction and to be able to understand what they say. Okay? Pour demander la direction. Demander la direction. To ask for direction. Demander la direction. Okay, so let's read the dialogue together. I'm going to do it over here with this. Okay, so you listen. I'm going to say the dialogue. You listen. Try to make up what it could be saying. Okay, see if you get it right. All right, so try in your mind to figure out what it says as I read. Excusez-moi, monsieur, où est la tour Eiffel? Elle est dans le 7e arrondissement, mademoiselle. Est-ce que c'est loin d'ici? Non, pas loin. D'abord, allez à droite. Ensuite, tournez à gauche. Enfin, allez tout droit et vous allez voir la tour. Elle sera devant vous, dans le champ de Mars. All right. Did you understand? Okay. Let's see if you did. Excusez-moi, monsieur. Où est la tour Eiffel? So it means, excuse me, sir, where is the Eiffel Tower? Elle est dans le 7e arrondissement, mademoiselle. It is in the 7th. Aha, what is arrondissement? It's a municipal district. So it's a district kind of like, let's see. I don't know here in the United States where there are districts. Maybe like in San Francisco, you could say Union Square is kind of a district. I don't know. No, I don't think that's a district. Okay, so in France, and that is why I gave you this paper, the second paper. I'll let you read all about it, and I really want you to pay attention to what is written because you'll learn some really neat things about Paris. But over here, right here, is kind of how Paris looks like, right? And you've got the Seine River in the center of Paris going all throughout, and then you have different monuments. And you're going to read all about it, and then you're going to answer the questions over here. So you need to read what is written right there, okay? And I'm going to let you do that on your own. Now, over here, right here, okay, you have the Seine River. Notice how there's parts of Paris that are of different colors. Those are the municipal districts. So it's separated in districts, and each district has a number. 1 being the center of Paris. And then it goes all around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it goes kind of like a spiral. It goes like this, and like this. Like that. You see what I'm saying? Did I do it right? Like this, like this, like this. All right. So that's how it goes. So in this dialogue, they're asking where is the Eiffel Tower. Now notice where is the Eiffel Tower. What number is it in? Yeah, the 7th district. So he's saying, elle est dans le 7e arrondissement. Arrondissement. Can you say it with me? Arrondissement. That's a long word. There's a lot of syllable. Arrondissement. Okay. So it is in the 7th district, mademoiselle. Remember, mademoiselle is for ladies, a young lady or somebody who's not married, you know, or just somebody young. Like all of you in that classroom would be mademoiselle. Nobody would call you madame, not yet. Est-ce que c'est loin d'ici? Est-ce que c'est loin d'ici? Is it far from here? Non, pas loin. No, not far. D'abord, first, remember, d'abord, you have it in your list. D'abord, tournez à gauche. Tournez à gauche. Turn, what is gauche? Left. Tournez à gauche. I'm sorry. I messed up. I skip a line. D'abord, allez à droite. D'abord, allez à droite. First, go to the right, right? First, go to the right. Ensuite, look number 13 on your vocabulary list. Next, right? Ensuite, next, tournez à gauche. Tournez à gauche, so it means turn to the left. Enfin, look at number 14 on your vocabulary list. Finally, enfin, allez tout droit. Allez tout droit. Look at number 11. Yeah, go straight ahead. Et vous allez voir la tour. Et vous allez voir la tour. And you will see the tower. You will see the tower. Elle sera devant vous. She will be in front of you. Devant is number 8 on your vocabulary list. Elle sera devant vous, in front of you, dans le champ de Mars. In the champ de Mars. Now, le champ de Mars is right where the Eiffel Tower is. Right here. It's in the garden. Right? Part of her leg is in the garden, and le Champ de Mars is right there where it's at. All right? So, it's the place where it's located. Le Champ de Mars. Good. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at this translation. You have 8 sentences to translate. But, before you translate, avant de la traduire, je veux que vous appreniez tout votre vocabulaire. I want you to learn by heart all your vocabulary. Learn it, write it down on those index cards, review them. Okay? Once you know them, learn your verbs. You have to know your verb venir and tenir. Obtenir and contenir, they're easy. Learn these two, venir et tenir. Those two are important, okay? Then, when you know all of this, go ahead and do your translation as much as you can without looking. You need to try. I don't want Google. Try not to Google. I want you to really work hard at translating. It's all words that you've learned before. Okay? You have girl, brother, dog, cat. Your homework, which was one of the sentences that was last week in your dialogue that you had to. Okay, once you have done your translation, I want you to take a separate piece of paper, line paper, and I want you to do a study on line paper, right? I want you to put your name and date, and I want you to put a title that says Français. See, it's written right here, Français. All right, so that'll be the title, smack in the middle of your, at top, very top, in the middle of your first line. You are going to write Français. And then right under, you're going to choose the name of a monument. Now, this is where this little page right here comes handy, because here it's asking you in which arrondissement, which means district, are these monuments located. So you need to look them up. That you can Google. You look them up and you see where they, and you can see on the picture where they are and which numbers, right? So you're going to write it in cursive and you're going to write it in French. I don't want to see a number like this. I want to see if it's in the 14th. I want you to write 14. Okay? 14. And then whatever other number I want you, it's not in the 14th, so I'm just giving an example. But I want you to look up all of these and on Google, search it and look at the pictures of what it looks like, because there's so many different angles, so many different pictures. So go ahead and Google it so you can learn what they look like. And then pick one, whichever one you prefer. And go on Google and research. Research about that monument. When was it built? Who built it? Why was it built? What was the purpose for it? What was it at one point that now it's no longer that? Like, for instance, there's some monuments, they used to be a prison, but now it's not a prison, it's a museum, or things like that. So figure out when it was built, who built it, during what time period, and then what was the reason why it was built? Why was it built? You see? And what for? What was happening in that building or in that monument? Because there's a lot of history behind each monument. So I just want you to do a monument study. Pick one of them. And I would like for you to find a picture of it, whether it's in the magazine or you print out a picture or something like this. So do your research. If you need to see if the library is open, I don't know if it's open right now with COVID, but you can call and you can see if there is a book on one of those monuments, and maybe you can make a copy of that book. I don't know if you can, but we have a copy machine here. So if you wanted to have a book and find some, go to the library, get a book on something, if the library is open, like I said, I don't know. But that's what I want you to do your research. Figure it out. You are big enough now that you can figure out how to find a picture of something. And if you need to, if you find a picture and you would like to print it out, and let's say you don't have a printer, you are more than welcome to send me the picture and I will have it printed out for you on Friday. And when you come, you can get the pictures, cut it out here, glue it on your paper, so leave a space. So that's another option. But I want you to have a picture of the monument, and I want you to have at least 5 things about that monument. Minimum. You can put more if you find something else that's very interesting. But I want you to do your research about that monument and give it to me. So remember, for this study, I want you to have a lined paper, name and date on the right at the top, title that says Français, right under Français, the name of your monument, and then a picture of your monument. And then I want at least 5 facts about that monument. When it was built, who built it, why it was built, what was its use, okay? And maybe a fun fact about it or something interesting. At least 5 or more, okay? You will be graded on it. So review, do the translation without Google. I'm trusting you. I know you can do it. Je vous fais confiance, vous pouvez le faire. Allez, au revoir les jeunes. À bientôt.